The lunch rush had finally ended. Patricia Chen had been on her feet for 6 straight hours without a break. She was 52 years old, and her knees reminded her of that fact every single day. When she reached for the check at table 7, her heart sank. The bill was $86.40. The tip line? Blank. Zero. Nothing. But then she saw the napkin, folded once, her name written on it in blue ink. Just 4 words on the outside. Please read this alone. What was written inside that napkin would break her, heal her, and change the way she saw every stranger who walked through that door. I'm about to tell you something that'll make you look at people differently. But first, drop a comment and tell me, have you ever judged someone too quickly, only to discover you were completely wrong? Let me know where you're watching from. This is Life Tales, where we prove that every person has a story worth hearing. Patricia, Patty to the regulars, had worked at the Bluebird Diner in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for 14 years. It wasn't the job she'd imagined when she was younger, but life has a way of rewriting our plans, doesn't it? Her husband left when their daughter was 8, just walked out one Tuesday morning and never came back. No note, no explanation, no child support. She'd been a bank teller before that, good benefits, decent pay, but the divorce cleaned her out. Legal fees, starting over in a smaller apartment, the cost of simply surviving as a single parent. She took the waitressing job because it was flexible, because she could be there when Emma got off the school bus. Emma was 22 now, smart as a whip, got a full scholarship to Temple University, pre-med, Patricia's pride and joy. But even with the scholarship, there were books and lab fees and a laptop that died last month. Emma worked part-time at the campus library, but Patricia saw the exhaustion in her daughter's eyes during their Sunday phone calls. "Mom, I'm fine," Emma would say. "I know you are, sweetheart," Patricia would reply. But she also knew fine was what strong people said when they were drowning. That Tuesday started like any other. The morning regulars came and went. Frank with his wheat toast and black coffee, the book club ladies who lingered over tea, the construction crew who always tipped exactly 18%. Around 11:30, he walked in, mid-50s, salt and pepper hair, expensive watch. Patricia noticed because it caught the light when he checked the time. He carried a leather briefcase, worn at the corners the way quality things get when they're actually used. He took the corner booth, the one with the wobbly table that Patricia always warned people about. She brought water, gave him a menu. "Coffee, please," he said. Polite, tired, the kind of tired that comes from the inside out. "Long day?" Patricia asked, because that's what good servers do. They read people. "Long year," he said, with a small smile that didn't reach his eyes. She brought his coffee, came back a few minutes later for his order. Chicken club sandwich, side of fries, extra pickles. He barely looked at the menu, the mark of someone who either ate at diners a lot or wasn't really hungry, just needed somewhere to sit. Patricia checked on him once more. "How's everything?" And he nodded, thanked her, but she noticed he'd barely touched the sandwich. He was writing something in a small notebook, his expression distant. When she brought the check, he glanced at it, pulled out cash, and left it on the table with the receipt. Then he stood up, grabbed his briefcase, and walked toward the door. "Thank you," he said on his way out. Not to Patricia specifically, just to the air. She watched him go, feeling that familiar twinge, the one she got when she could tell someone was carrying something heavy, but she didn't know what. Patricia cleared the table, picked up the receipt, and that's when she saw it, or rather, didn't see. Stay with me. This is where everything changes. The bill was $86.40. He'd left $90 in cash, and the tip line was completely blank. Patricia felt that old familiar ache. Not anger. She'd learned long ago that anger about tips was pointless. Just disappointment. The kind that accumulates quietly over 14 years of hoping people will see you as human. She reached for the cash when something fell out from between the bills. A paper napkin, folded into a small square. Her name, Patricia, was written on the outside in careful handwriting, and below it, "Please read this alone." Her heart did something funny, not quite a skip, more like a stutter. She looked around the diner, 3 tables still occupied. Her coworker Marcus was refilling coffee near a couple near the window.
The kitchen was clanging with lunch prep for the second wave. Patricia slipped the napkin into her apron pocket and finished her shift. 2 more hours. Every minute felt like 10. At 3:15, her shift ended. She clocked out, grabbed her jacket, and instead of going straight to her car like usual, she walked behind the diner to the employee break area. Just a concrete pad with a picnic table and an ashtray nobody used anymore. She sat down, took out the napkin, unfolded it slowly, and read, "Dear Patricia, you don't know me, but I need you to know I saw you today. I saw you limp slightly on your right side when you walked. Old injury or just years of standing, I don't know. I saw you smile at every single customer, even when they didn't smile back. I saw you carry 4 plates at once when the kitchen got backed up. I saw you slip an extra piece of pie to the elderly man at the counter when you thought no one was looking. I saw you check your phone during a quiet moment, and I saw your face change when you read whatever message was there. Worry, the kind parents carry."
23 years ago, I sat in a diner just like this one. I was broke, jobless. My wife had just been diagnosed with MS, and I had 2 kids under 5. I ordered coffee, just coffee, because it was all I could afford, and I needed somewhere warm to sit while I figured out how I was going to tell my family we might lose our house. The waitress that day was a woman about your age now. She brought me coffee, then she brought me breakfast I didn't order. When I tried to refuse, she said, "Someone helped me once. Now I'm helping you. When you can, help someone else." I never forgot her. Her name was Dorothy. I did lose the house, but I didn't lose my family. I worked 3 jobs, started a small business from nothing, failed twice, and finally, something worked. My wife is stable, my kids are grown, and I've spent the last decade trying to be Dorothy for other people. I left no tip on the receipt because I don't want you to report it to your manager or split it with the house. What I'm giving you is in the briefcase I left under the table. Don't worry, I called the diner before I left and told them I'm coming back for it. But I'm not. It's yours. Inside is $12,000 in cash. It's not drug money, nothing illegal, just money I set aside every year to help people I meet who remind me of who I used to be. Use it for your daughter's education, or your knees, or your rent, or just for 1 month where you don't have to count pennies. You don't owe me anything, not even a thank you. Just promise me one thing. When you can, and you will, help someone else. Tell them about Dorothy. Keep her name alive. With respect and gratitude for people like you, a fellow traveler. Patricia read it 3 times. Then she stood up, legs shaking, and walked back into the diner. "Marcus, did anyone turn in a lost briefcase?" Marcus pointed to the corner booth. "Yeah, some guy called asking to hold it for a woman named Patricia. Said you'd know. It's under the booth. I stuck it in the back office for safekeeping." Patricia's hands trembled as she opened it. Inside, stacks of bills, neatly bundled, and a small laminated card with a black and white photo of an elderly woman in a diner uniform. Below it, 1 word, Dorothy. Now, Patricia could have kept this money and never told anyone, and honestly, no one would have blamed her. But what she did instead is why this story matters, because kindness isn't just what we do when it's easy. Patricia went home that night and counted the money, all of it, $12,000 exactly. She called Emma. "Honey, I need you to sit down." "Mom, what's wrong? Are you okay?" "I'm more than okay. Something impossible just happened." She told her everything. Emma cried, not because of the money, though that helped, but because someone had seen her mother, really seen her. "Mom, you have to find him," Emma said. "He didn't leave a name, sweetheart." "Then we thank Dorothy." 3 days later, Patricia did something she'd never done before. She took a day off work, drove 2 hours to the small town in upstate Pennsylvania where the diner from the man's story used to be. It wasn't there anymore, just an empty lot with a Dollar General, but the library across the street was still standing. Patricia went inside, asked the librarian if she knew anything about a diner that used to be nearby and a waitress named Dorothy. The librarian, a woman in her 70s, smiled. Everyone knew Dorothy. Dorothy Klein. She worked at Sam's Diner for 40 years, passed away in 2009. Kindest woman you'd ever meet, always helping people. Do you know where she's buried? Hillside Cemetery, just up the road. Patricia found the grave. Simple headstone, flowers still fresh. Someone had been here recently. She knelt down, placed her hand on the stone, and whispered, "Thank you, Dorothy. I don't know how, but you saved me today, and I promise I won't let it stop with me." Patricia went back to work. She didn't quit her job. She needed the health insurance, and besides, she loved the regulars. But she started something. Every month, she'd take $100 from what remained of the $12,000 and leave it as a surprise tip for another server in another restaurant, always with a note. "Someone helped me once. Her name was Dorothy. Now I'm helping you. When you can, help someone else." She created a Facebook group called Dorothy's Legacy, just a place where people could share stories of unexpected kindness. It has 47,000 members now. Emma finished med school. She's a pediatrician today, working in underserved communities. She tells her patients' parents about Dorothy, and every year on the anniversary of that Tuesday, Patricia goes back to Hillside Cemetery, brings flowers, and sits with Dorothy. "You're still changing lives," she says, "and you don't even know it." 2 years after the napkin incident, Patricia got an email. No name, just a subject line, "From the Traveler." Inside was a photo, the man from the diner, the one who'd left the briefcase, standing in front of a hospital wing. The sign read, "The Dorothy Klein Community Care Center." Below the photo, one line, "She's helping 200 families a year now. Thank you for keeping her promise." Patricia never found out his real name, never tried, because she realized that wasn't the point. The point was Dorothy. The point was the chain. The point was that somewhere, right now, someone is sitting in a diner or a laundromat or a bus stop feeling invisible, and someone else is seeing them. Patricia still works at the Bluebird. She's 54 now. Her knees still hurt. But when someone asks why she smiles at every customer, even the difficult ones, she tells them about Dorothy. "You never know," she says, "when you're someone's Dorothy, or when someone's going to be yours." Last month, a young couple came into the diner, ordered water and split a grilled cheese. Patricia watched the man check his wallet 3 times, watched the woman pretend she wasn't hungry. When they left, Patricia cleared the table and found their receipt. They'd left exact change, no tip. She smiled, pulled out a napkin, and wrote, "Someone helped me once. Her name was Dorothy. Now I'm helping you. When you can, help someone else." If this story touched something in you, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, hit that like button. It's how YouTube knows you want more stories that matter. Second, share this video because someone you know needs to hear about Dorothy today. Someone needs to know they're not invisible. And third, subscribe to Life Tales. We find the stories that remind you the world is better than the news suggests. Click that notification bell so you never miss one. Now here's what I want from you. In the comments, tell me one word that describes how this story made you feel. Just one word. And tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing our community grow. And here's my question for you. Have you been someone's Dorothy, or has someone been Dorothy for you? Share your story below. Some of the best comments become our next videos. This is Life Tales. Remember, you never know when you're changing someone's life. See you in the next story.